Corey, I want to start with you. Went to the final with the Canadiens, and in your opinion, what does it mean to go to a final with a Canadian team when this is the only game in town? Means everything to so many people, not only in this city but throughout the country, to try and end this drought, I guess.
Yeah, when I was in Montreal, it was, COVID, and there's no fans in the building. I think we had 3,000 or 4,000 fans. That was it. In a place like the Bell Center, it's not quite the same. So it's a different atmosphere, different animal when you have fans and everything. So we're not putting extra pressure on ourselves to end this drought of Canada, no cup in Canada. We're just focusing on ourselves and what we have to do and what's at stake. I mean, everybody knows what's, the drought's been out there, it's been talked about, and we all know about it. So it doesn't need to be said anymore. It's just a matter of what we have to do.
And Adam, just want to ask you about your personal journey. You started the year in Anaheim. It looked like you'd be well into your summer vacation by now. But coming here and getting an opportunity to play in a Cup final, what does it mean for you personally?
Well, it's special. Going into the year, we knew my situation and likely to be traded and moved. And I think the hardest part of all that was not knowing where that would be. And even down to the last day, you're still kind of waiting, okay, where are we going to end up? And then with our family situation, was another twist in the whole thing. But it was exciting to come here to a team with, the aspirations to win the Stanley Cup. And we knew that was, probably going to be, one of the teams that would look into a trade. So once he got here and settled in and kind of got the lay of the land and that sort of thing with the team and the group, and to finally be here, it's only been a few months of me being here, but a lot of guys have been here for a long time wanting to get to this position, and to be able to come in and help the group get here, I guess, the last few months has been a lot of fun for me and a lot of special moments and for me and my family, and to get another chance at a Stanley Cup.
Adam, 2012, if you're a rookie and you go all the way to the Stanley Cup Final, and you're probably thinking, hey, this is great. And, you played 4 games since prior to this year. What do you remember from that? I know it's 12 years ago, but what do you remember from that experience, and how will it help you this time?
It doesn't feel like that long ago. Then it's being a rookie and I guess not fully understanding what it takes every single year to get there. You think, okay, well, we'll just be in the playoffs again next year and hopefully get back here and have another opportunity, but that doesn't happen. There's a lot that goes in behind the scenes and contract situations. There's so much that changes team to team every single year. So, learning that and then not having another opportunity to get back to the playoffs, so I was traded to Anaheim, and that was a quick in and out. And to be back here and go on a run has been a lot of fun and a lot of special. And for me, it puts that excitement back into the game every day. When you're in a rebuilding situation, it is different. It's hard to go in when maybe by Christmas time you're not in the playoffs, and then you have to find other ways to motivate, and because you have to stay ready for whatever situation. You're playing maybe for contracts, all that sort of thing. There's a lot that you're playing for, but not the Stanley Cup. So to be here and to have the opportunity again, it's something to not take for granted, that sort of thing, and try to enjoy the lead up to the series and that sort of thing, and try to take it all in. But there's plenty of work to be done for the group in here, and it's exciting to be a part of.
Corey, you've been through this many times. When you face a team from the other conference, you don't see them a lot, right? Obviously, I'm guessing there's not a lot of film work up until you know who you're playing. Does it take time in a Stanley Cup final to really understand the team? And is sometimes the difference in a series is the team that just can figure out the opposition better, quicker?
Yeah, I guess when you play the team twice in a season, and that could be back in October, November. Who knows how long ago you could have played them? So Yeah, it could take a little bit of time, but at the same time, like you just said, it's if you can figure it out quick, you're gonna have the upper hand. And it's for me being in Tampa the last couple of years. I've played Florida a few times, and we kind of understand the game they play. And I think everybody understands the kind of game they play, and the pace they play at, the skill level, and all the above. So if we can figure it out real quick and be confident in our game, it definitely helps for us.
Corey, when you won the first time, you're only like 22 years old in Anaheim. Did you figure, I'm on my way here? You have had to wait an awful long time to get another shot at the Stanley Cup because you played on many other teams in the finals.
Yeah, 17 years ago. It's a while. And I never had that opportunity to play for a Stanley Cup up until 5 years ago. So, 12 years, 13 years in between. And you never really know if you're going to get back there. Every year goes by and you're out in the first round, second round, the third round, and you're just like, oh, okay, maybe next year. And then they just keep adding up. So, like Adam said, I mean, you can't take anything for granted. And, this being my fourth trip in the last 5 years to the final, it's a lot of work to get here, but at the end of the day, when you have that chance to lift it over your head, it's all well worth it.
And one last one. You shared a moment with Jamie Benn in the handshake line. You must know how hard it is for him because he's been in a couple of late runs and hasn't got to the finals. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
Well, that handshake line for me was hard because I still have a lot of close friends over there. When we were here in the bubble, we were together every single day I think we were here for 78 days, 79 days, and there was nowhere to go. You went from the hotel to the rink, and that was the only thing you had. You had the meal room, and so you spent a lot of time with those guys, and that handshake was tough, and I still talk to him quite a bit, and he's a very good friend, and I know how hard it is to win this league, and and I know how much he wants to win, but I was lucky enough to be on the right side of it.
Thank you.
Sort of along those same lines, within the last hour, Pavelski spoke in Dallas, and the word there is he didn't retire, but said it's probably his last season. Can you share some perspective on his ability and his longevity?
Yeah, Joey and I think we came in around the same time. Or I think we were in the same draft or whatever, and we came in around the same time. I played many games against Joey, and and he was in San Jose and I was in Anaheim, and many battles, and then I had the opportunity to play with him for that year in Dallas. And what a tremendous person, player, and just learning from him. I mean, he's a wealth of knowledge, and he's always, as you can see, right up until the other day, he was first guy on the ice, working on his game, working on his craft, and that's just the type of person, player, and pro he really is. And I think you ask anybody around the league, and they're all going to say the same thing.
Corey, just at the back here. Florida's, as he said, you know them pretty well, and they've got a lot of pests like Tkachuk and Bennett, and you go down the list. Does this series kind of suit your eye pretty well? Is this kind of where we could see kind of
Why are you laughing?
Well, you got Corey Perry.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the way I've played my whole career, and it's just who I am to be effective, and how I've stayed in the league for so long is just adapting to different roles and different things, and it's going to be a fun series. It's I've played against those guys a few times, even the two guys that you mentioned. Even when they were in Calgary, we had a few playoff series against them. So, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Adam, they say that the playoffs makes foes out of friends. You obviously are, the Henrique Montour Foundation. You have your golf tournament outside Six Nations every summer.
Yeah, it's, you know what, it's pretty special, I think, at the end of the day. He went on a big run last year with them, obviously, and to see the support from back home that he was getting was really cool. You know, and having our tournament together has been something pretty special, I think, for the both of us and for a lot of people back home and for our families, the amount of work that they put in for that to happen. You know, it doesn't run because of me and Brandon, that's for sure. But, you know, and I've thought about it before, you know, earlier in the playoffs, if this were to happen, what it would be like and if it would be a good thing or not, and, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, one of us is going to win the Stanley Cup, and I think there's a lot of great people back home that deserve to see one of us lift the cup and to, you know, everything that goes along with that, parades and whatnot. And so it is exciting. There hasn't been much communication, maybe other than between mediator, but you know, I'm sure we'll just leave it at that. And you know, he's a competitive guy. I'm there too. So it's you know, some of the Florida players have been to the tournament the last few years. So it's you know, at the end of the day, it'll be a fun thing, I think, between the two of us, and certainly a nice challenge, and certainly a little extra on the line at the Henrique Montour golf tournament this summer.
It's this is going to be the longest distance traveled between two teams in the Stanley Cup Final. I'm just curious about how that long of a travel impacts the series and how you guys prepare for a longer trip than usual in a playoff series. That could be either one of you.
More TV shows.
Yeah. If you got any TV show recommendations, send them along, because I'm running out. The embarks running out of. Yanni's the TV show guy, so we got to find a bigger jet. But no, I think it's just, again, it's one of those things you just go with it. It is what it is. It's not changing. There's no way around it. So we just go with it. And you know what? There's so much that the guys here, the strength conditioning, medical guys, like, we have everything that we need to not skip a beat with the travel. It's all the necessary preparations will be taken care of, and it just is what it is. So you deal with it, and you know, get there 2 days before that, you know, we need to, and coming back, there's extra day between those travel days. So for us, I think it just is what it is, and you take the necessary precautions, and that's it.
Morning, Corey. You talked about Joe Pavelski usually being the first guy on the ice. Well, the only guy on the ice today was Griffin Perry.
Yeah.
I ask you, what's it like to have your son taking a moment like this with the gravity of the situation, Stanley Cup Final, and having him here for the ride?
Well, it's been a lot of fun. You know, it's like I said earlier, it's the last few years he's been around, but I think now it's starting to kick in that what's at stake, and you know, to have him here and just being around the room every day, it's you know, it's been pretty special. It's, you know, you know, if you get that opportunity and you do win, and you know, you have your day with it, and you know, to spend that day with, you know, family and friends, and then especially, you know, young ones, that's what you're looking forward to, and that's what you're putting your mindset towards, is having that opportunity to do all that. But you know, at the same time, it's one step at a time, and you know, you take care of business first, and then enjoy everything after that. But to have him around and have him here, and you know, skating and you know, shooting pucks in the back in the shooting room and running around the dressing room, it's been tremendous.